Welcome to the Swinburne Professional Staff Podcast with Kristy and Nic, made by professional staff for all Swinburne staff. Hello, I'm Kristy Horne, one half of your podcasting duo, and thanks so much for tuning in to the podcast today. It's great to be back behind the mic, and I feel like it's been a while since we recorded our last episode. So I'm really looking forward to recording today. Before we get into today's episode and bring in our VIP guests, it's my pleasure to welcome my partner in pod, Nicola Howard.
Thanks, Kristy, and hello to all our listeners. It's great to be back. Today's episode is highlighting unique experiences of being both a student and a staff member at Swinburne. So we'll be diving into the stories, experiences, and what it's like for students to see and be part of what goes on behind the scenes across the whole university. So joining us in the conversation are our VIP special guests who are completing their placements and also a current student who's on a fixed term contract.
That's right. So welcome to all of you, and thank you for joining us on the podcast today. So why don't we kick off with some quick introductions? Tell us what you're studying, your current role at Swinburne, and how long you've been in that role for, and something that's surprised you since starting in your role. So perhaps we'll start with you, Emily.
Sure. Thanks so much for having us on today, guys. So I'm Emily Grech. I am studying a Bachelor of Communication Design, and I am the fixed term position that you mentioned earlier. I'm a junior designer with the Branding and Communications team within the Education Innovation Exchange, and I'm also an Adobe coach with Swinburne as well. I've learnt so many things, but one thing that surprised me is just the sheer amount of roles that are within Swinburne. As a student, you don't often think about it, but being on the other side of the screen has really exposed me to just the amount.
It's a big organisation,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
huge.
So there's lots of roles, heaps of opportunities. Let's jump over to Charlotte.
My name's Charlotte Dyer. I'm doing a Bachelor of Media and Communications majoring in journalism, and I'm currently in a role in the Education Innovation Exchange doing communications. I've already learnt so much by being here for only 4 months, I think, especially just within the Education Innovation Exchange. There's such a diverse range of skills and roles within the team, and I've loved collaborating with so many different people. It's been great.
So good. How about you, Christina?
Well, hello. Thanks for having me on today. My name is Christina Hatzis, and I'm also studying a Bachelor of Media and Communications with Charlotte. We've done a few classes together, so it's great to be on with you today. Majoring in journalism as well, and my role is a marketing and communications support officer within the employability department. So I'm helping students just like us get into positions, placements, internships, industry experiences, and get out into the professional world, which is very cool, very exciting. I'm going to have to agree, the thing that surprised me the most was the amount of work and people and teams that just connect, liaise, constantly working towards helping students get the best out of their university experience. It's crazy. I never imagined it to be so big, and it's all hands on deck every day. So very cool.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Very.
And finally, our fourth guest to join us today is Tessa. So introducing Tessa to the mic.
Hi, I'm Tessa. I've been in my position for about 8 months now, and I'm working in the cybersecurity division with the programs team working on cybersecurity uplift at Swinburne. And something that I found really interesting is the type of work that is done in the cybersecurity division. It's very different to everything that I've been studying, like same type of work,
So interesting.
but done in a different way, which I found to be very interesting.
It's such an area that develops so quickly. So I guess, trying to keep the study area up to date with what's happening in, I guess, the real world must be a challenge for that particular area in IT.
Yeah,
as well.
it is. Also, Swinburne's at an interesting stage where it's currently doing a lot of uplift in the cybersecurity division. So I'm getting to be a part of that process, which is really nice.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like you
amazing.
said, it seems to be moving like at a really fast turbo speed, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're learning stacks.
And reflecting on everyone's takeaways as well. It's around that how many people it takes to create that journey, both for students and for educators to make it happen. It's kind of good that you didn't realise how many people it takes and what it takes and the processes behind it. That's probably a good news story, but it is nice when you get to see behind the curtain and you get to appreciate that, especially I think for even current staff where they move across from team to team.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Always learning something new and always meeting new people around the university. So really interesting. So great to have you all here, and thank you so much for your time. All right, over to you, Charlotte.
I'm actually going to start off. So I wanted to ask Charlotte and Christina if you could tell us about how being a student is influencing your role as a staff member at Swinburne and how you approach your work.
Great question. You can
Start
take it
off?
away. Absolutely.
Cool. So obviously being a student plays a pretty big aspect in my role, I think, even just in terms of applying what I've learned in my studies in my role. Definitely in terms of the digital communications as well, drawing on that knowledge and those skills I developed over the past 2 years. I think also bringing in the student voice and especially with communications, trying to be clear and concise and think about the kind of information I want to be receiving and what I would actually read and pay attention to as a student when I'm already, very busy with my studies.
Absolutely. I'm going to have to agree with that. Just thinking about being able to reflect what resonates with students, being one yourself. So it's really great being in both aspects, because sometimes when I find that when I'm creating comms, I'm like, all right, this sounds really good. But then I think, wait, would this actually catch my attention? Would I actually even go out of my way to read this and listen to it and engage with it? So it's just having both ends of the spectrum is really great. And being able to provide feedback, I think, has been really great within my team. It influences me coming into work and thinking, all right, we had this issue. For example, I'll provide an example because I was thinking about this and I was like, oh, wait, in my team, we provide some events like work integrated learning, information sessions for students wanting to do exactly what we're doing now, placements and internships. And a lot of students were showing they were interested in coming, but there was some timing conflicts. And they said, I really want to come, but I've got class. And I thought, hold on a second. I know as a student that we have a class windows from 10:30 to 12:30 in like 2 block windows. And because our session was starting at 2:30, it was a conflict of time. So I thought, I just provided my feedback to the team. And I said, I think it's because a lot of students have class at that time. We're putting our session at the wrong time. Let's move it up an hour. And the session only goes for an hour so they can still make it to class. So it's just being able to reflect and provide feedback to improve it for the next time.
And it's just changing that mindset, isn't it? Because the next time they go to organise something, they're like, oh, hang on a minute. Last time this happened. And so it's that providing that student voice to continue that.
Yes, that second voice, just being like, here it is.
It's kind of a no-brainer as well.
Yeah.
It made sense in the end. It's like, hang on a minute, as a student, I can't be in 2 places at once.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Sort of feeding into this idea of time, I was wondering how you guys manage to balance your time between studies and work.
Yeah, so I'm doing a lot of studying at the moment. Yeah. And the way that I manage my time is that I work during work hours, and then after work I try and get some study in, and then on the weekends I have more time to do more in-depth studying. I find that works quite well for me.
Yeah, I'm also studying and working. I'm only working part-time, but I would say being able to be in the same location for both study and work means that my timetable is so much more flexible. So, for instance, yesterday I was able to come in after my class to see a project that my manager Rohan's been working on be put into action. Just because I was already on campus, it's just really convenient.
Flexibility.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a balance, isn't it? Like you really want to work part-time, but you've obviously got your study, which is really important as well. So it's like time management.
And you learn so much of that being a full-time student anyway, balancing 4 classes.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So the skills that you develop over the first couple of years of uni by being able to break up your classwork definitely can be applied into when you're managing a job and studying as well.
Yeah, it's tough.
Even just from like a placement perspective, obviously we don't have necessarily big units or anything, but we do have our little placement assignments. And I find it really helpful that at the end of every week I just write down what specifically I've done, anything I feel like I've improved on, and, you know, different skills I feel like I'm developing, so that when I do go back and work on my assignments, which is sort of quite progressive over a big period of time, I'm able to remember exactly what little things I've done to make it easier at the end when I do end up handing it in.
I love that.
I think that's a good reflection, isn't it, of what it's like. If all of us should take that time at the end of the week to reflect on the week that was.
And it's also kind of like, and it kind of, from your approach, Charlotte, it's kind of like work smart, not hard. I'm not going to cram at the end. I'm going to take it week by week, and then I can have more of a holistic approach to my assignment at the end when I am doing those reflections.
Definitely. It's so much easier to pinpoint it in the moment than, you know, 4 weeks down the line go, oh, what did I do in that random week in October? And I don't even know. Yeah. Going off of that, writing down skill development, stuff like that, I'd love to find out what technical skills you guys feel like you've developed since working at Swinburne that you can also maybe apply in your studies.
Yeah, I feel like I've developed a lot of teamwork skills. I know at uni we do a lot of like group assignments and group projects, but you end up working with just the same 4 people for the entire time. Whereas because I'm collaborating with a lot of like application owners and business owners, I'm working with like a whole variety of people, even in just one project. So you end up building a lot of those teamwork skills and communication skills and collaboration skills as you talk to all of these different people, because you obviously don't want to waste their time or anything, because they've got jobs that they're doing. So you get a lot better at those communication skills and that sort of thing. Yeah.
It's like still working like in a big group assignment, but in different type of way, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got like your main group and then these people who like come in and out as needed.
So stakeholder management, I think, is just a whole area if you can get that right. And, you know, knowing what the expectations are and trying to meet those. I think, if there's one thing you can take away from that type of work that you're doing, and if you can do that well, then you can go a long way, even if something's running late to schedule. If you've kept everyone up to date and you've collaborated well, then a lot can be forgiven.
I can't even begin to list all of the technical skills that I've learnt in my only 6 months being with the EIX team, but as a designer, majority of the skills have revolved around the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite, which we have full access to.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah,
Love it.
It's a lifesaver.
Question without notice, favourite program?
I'll say Illustrator.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, there you go. Mine's Express. I'm loving Express at the minute.
That's great. That's great.
Yes. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's okay. Something that I wasn't really familiar with before starting my role was video editing, but like I'll be doing after this podcast, we're creating a lot of content within the EIX team and beyond. And I've been doing a lot of video editing, so I've definitely honed in my skills with Premiere Pro, and sort of building off what Tessa said, teamwork definitely. Being an Adobe coach as well, my presentation skills have had a run for their money, but it really puts you in the deep end, like standing in front of a class, and it also pushes you to try and explain the things that you've just been doing. You don't think about it, but when you have to explain the technical skills of, for example, Adobe Express to a class, it really makes you...
Yeah, being able to articulate big
that.
concepts and into simple instructions is a very good skill to learn. So that's great.
And it's one thing to use like the Adobe programs in your degree, but majority of the projects you're working on are hypothetical, or you're in charge of the brief. So working on real world projects, especially in-house, being able to see how the outcomes are put into action has made a world of difference.
Unreal. So good.
Yeah.
How do you like being an Adobe coach?
I've only been in the role for a couple of months, but the team is great. I can't speak on doing the drop-in sessions, but we're working on a rebrand at the moment. I don't know how much we can say, but
here we go, breaking news, everybody. This is great.
Yeah, it's been really, really fun to push the creativity with that, and I'm so excited to see it in the real world once it's final.
Unreal. That's so good. It's like another string to your bow.
Yes.
That's really, I love the Adobe team, and I'm always annoying people, particularly this one here.
People should annoy them more.
Yeah.
I was going to say, can I get some coaching from you?
Yes, we want more students
I'm going to book
know.
in a spot.
Yeah, I'm booking in the spot. Let's stop the podcast. We're going to go do some.
I don't know, we're trying to uplift our staff across EIX using Adobe as well, so you will be kept very busy.
I'm glad.
In addition to the podcast, we also had the opportunity to speak with some other students talking about being students working as staff at Swinburne. We put a call out, you might have seen on Viva Engagement. We had such an overwhelming response. We couldn't have everybody on the podcast, so we're really excited to share with you their answers to the questions that we had on the podcast with the rest of the team.
My name is Mia Leang, and I'm pursuing a Bachelor's of Computer Science, majoring in cybersecurity and software development. For the past 8 months, I've been working as a cyber operations support analyst within Swinburne's cybersecurity team as part of my professional placement. I think being a student has really given me a unique perspective to how I approach my work. When challenges and problems arise, I think of it from the perspective of students. The way the placement units are structured really gives you that flexibility and balance. Also, I have a really supportive and lovely team who really emphasizes on the importance of work-life balance. As my role is quite technical, I've had experience learning a lot of security tools, as well as on a regular basis, I have to interact with people from various departments and levels, both technical and non-technical.
My name is Thaddeus. I'm currently studying a computer science degree majoring in cybersecurity at Swinburne. I've been hired as a professional placement in the cybersecurity department of IT, and it's been about 7 months. So being a student at Swinburne, I have a different perspective as an end user of things that are being changed at the university. I try and aim to provide a bit of perspective on how a student would see certain changes that could impact us. Within the IT department, there's a lot of different areas of IT, right? Some people handle applications, some people handle the actual devices, right? Like servers, switches, all these different things. So because of all these different departments, not one person can be across everything. So you got to make sure you know who to communicate with, what to communicate with them, and why you need to communicate with them. After some time, we start sitting into our roles. We start getting viewed less as someone who is just being a tag-along and someone who'd be able to do their own work. Building those connections becomes even more valuable because they're able to tell you more and explain more things. But they're also understanding of what you're capable and not capable of.
So my name is Aaryan. I am currently studying Bachelor's of Computer Science professional, majoring in cybersecurity, and I'm working at Swinburne's IT department as a cybersecurity analyst in Swinburne's Cyber Resilience program. By being a student and a staff at Swinburne, first of all, it's really cool. You get the behind the scenes of it and you really know how things work. It's a very dynamic higher education environment. So as for technical skills, I'll say communication. I've learned a lot how to communicate and write emails, which I didn't know as much as students. We just use Teams chat or Discord, like being someone up. But trial and erroring and learning how to do it has really helped and enhanced my communication skills on how to communicate effectively and be precise at the same time. Keep it short and simple, sort of thing.
Even going beyond technical skills, has anyone's role at Swinburne helped them to develop stronger communication skills?
Absolutely. Well, I'll jump in. I mean, it is in my role, communications officer, but it goes beyond just that because in your personal life, professional life, you are communicating all the time. People are everywhere. You're always dealing with people. So having those strong communication skills is vital to having a good work experience. I found for me, just being able to speak up, ask questions, stay curious is also part of it. I've built my leadership skills, speaking up in meetings, things like this, but also speaking up when I don't understand something or just being like, wait, I really liked what you did there. Can you show me how to do that a little bit more? So you're leaving not just being like, oh, I got to watch all this cool professional stuff happen, but be a part of it and be able to take some of that with you once you're finished. So that's been very cool. And obviously in my role, I liaise with a lot of different teams, people that do things that I may not understand, but I help them from a marketing perspective and we help each other. So it's that teamwork, that collaboration and that communication that makes the dream work. Finished on a cha-ching.
Yes,
Need a little sound effect there.
That's so good. I love hearing that. Fantastic.
I love the point of having the courage to speak up when you don't understand something is sometimes hard to do, but that's definitely something that I've pushed myself to do at work because no one knows all of the answers. So
Exactly right. Yeah.
yeah, it's just so important to continue to learn. You have to ask the questions.
Yeah, absolutely. And even like as professional staff that have been in our roles for a long time, I'm always asking questions and learning all the time. And like you said, you don't know everything. And it's just, you know, having kind of like the courage to say, oh, God, actually, I don't know how to do that. Can you please help me? I'm always doing that. So, and it's a great way of learning, continuing to learn, isn't it?
Yeah, something that I've been learning through my role. When I started, I was really nervous asking any questions in meetings, and I'm still working on that, but I have improved. But I also think it's like knowing what to ask can also be really tricky because a lot of the time they're talking about something, and if it's more technical based or you're working with stakeholders, then they might be talking about something that you don't have a lot of knowledge in, and that can make it really difficult to then know what you should be asking.
Yeah,
That's true.
so-
But also like feeling
yeah.
like you've got the right to ask a question as well, so that your opinion matters as well.
We've done a little bit of work around being able to read the room as well.
Mm.
So being able to work out, is this a side conversation that I can have after the meeting, or is this something I need to ask in front of everybody? And so learning those skills, like you said, it's about what you ask, how you ask it, when you ask it. So it's those levels, and then that sets you up, and then you become more confident the next time you're in that situation.
That's just reminded me, Nick, as well of the facilitation workshop that we did, which was so interesting.
Yeah, it was so helpful.
I mean, you sort of know things about facilitating, but you haven't put the name to it. So it was really good to delve deeper into that. And I've used that so much after the workshop.
I'd like to give Robin a shout out.
Yes, thanks, Robin.
One of our learning designers here at EIX did a session for the engagement operations team here about facilitation. Yeah,
That's excellent.
How
Yeah.
we use that in our work. So I'm glad that resonated.
All right. So can anyone also tell us about how they feel like they've built meaningful relationships in their role at Swinburne, building off the collaboration and communicating with people?
I can go again.
Anybody?
We hold so many fun workshops within our team. So, I mean, we all already are working in a pretty close space, and even just sharing an office with my team allows for such easy communication. But beyond our professional relationships, we've had so many opportunities to build personal relationships as well. We had a cake decorating competition. We have lunchtime games. We have some Christmas things coming up and a paint and sip. So that's just super fun.
I want to come.
Yes,
Me too. It's a full social calendar that we built from feedback from the last staff engagement survey. It was like, what does the team need to feel that sense of belonging and that sense of teamwork outside of what we do day to day. And so our team put together the social calendar, and it's been really popular. And so it's had consistent numbers, and like the monthly lunch and things like that. So so
and
glad.
for students and fixed term students that are coming into the workforce, setting that really nice example of this is how a workplace can be. Quite often you can hear some horror stories about I mean, everybody knows someone that's worked in an environment that's been not so nice, but being in that type of environment, it's like, it's a great way to set like the benchmark.
Yeah. I think,
love it.
I think, Charlotte, you said to me one day in the kitchen, I think you've ruined me. I can't work anywhere else ever again.
I really do mean it. It's the nicest culture, and especially being in other workplaces that aren't so wonderful and collaborative, it is just so lovely being able to, talk to people who aren't necessarily in the little engagement and ops team, or even more within it, the brand and communications. I feel like I can talk to anyone here, and everyone's so lovely, and yeah, it's wonderful. It's really
so good to hear. Yeah,
so
and,
nice.
Personally, I'm a big fan of working at Swinburne and having the most incredible opportunities here.
Yes.
Where I started 8 years ago to where I am now is completely different. But I've been given that space to have those opportunities. So we can bang on about that later.
Yeah.
You know?
I definitely agree. The culture here is something that just fosters the environment that we are able to build connections and meaningful relationships in. It's the space. It's not even like a physical thing that you can catch or something, but it's just like the atmosphere. Yeah. You just feel great. And I've actually made a really good friend who's also in my team, a placement student, and he's doing all the data stuff. So I'm like, I don't get what all those numbers are, but it
does.
Yeah, honestly, but it's been really, really great. And I guess it's like you're walking into an environment, it's bridging the gap between just out of your teenage years, being like, oh, scary corporate adults in offices. Yeah, it's like, oh, wow, I'm stepping into
intergenerational as well.
Yeah.
It's a very varied age.
But I think that's part of the reason Swinburne accommodates to so many people from all different ethnicities, backgrounds, ages, anything. Like, it's just a good space to be in, so we can continue to learn, continue to build relationships, and everyone's just wanting to help each other. Yeah. I've started in like a marketing role, but I've also stepped into some social media, and somebody I met through that's been passing on my name to help other departments. So I'm just meeting all these people.
A couple of videos that you made.
I walk into the office and they're like, another one. Can I have an autograph? But it's really great. Yeah.
But this podcast is a perfect example of that as well. So,
absolutely.
We started it, but we've had the support from staff, students, and a whole range of people. And I mean, look at us now. We've got like this big panel discussion here. It's fantastic.
Yes. So cool.
Yeah.
So I was wanting to ask Tessa and Charlotte specifically, you can chime in too. What's one thing you've learnt that happens behind the scenes at the university that you didn't expect?
Ooh,
Bit of a saucy question.
Yeah, let's go to the cyber test.
Yeah. I'm not sure how much I can say on that question, given most of what I do is rather confidential.
That's okay. Just say what you feel comfortable. Yeah, we're only just,
and that's probably a good thing. Like, that's something that you have found that that is something that you've discovered, that there are things that you're working on within the university that you can't talk about more broadly.
Yeah.
So it's probably a good example without being an example.
I mean, I sort of already knew about that since I've been studying cyber. I know that most of what people do in cyber is quite confidential. Like, I'm working currently on penetration testing for a lot of our applications. And so I obviously can't go around sharing those reports outside because that would be very problematic.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been really lucky that I've got to sit in a lot of different meetings and work with a lot of people on different projects and things that are going to directly impact students and help them in the future. And it's just really cool to see all the work that goes into it, because I think a lot of the time as students, we're so focused on our studies and everything that we don't even think about all the time and the work and the people who are trying to improve our experience. And yeah, it's just really cool. It's also really nice getting to put my opinion in and offer my feedback and what I think I would benefit from, and other people who are also students. It's just, it's really cool. I love it. I'm also curious to hear from Kristy and Nic as professional staff. What value do you guys think students working as staff bring to your teams and the university?
Shall I go first?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool. Well, Charlotte, I think students bring an incredible value. And by the way, I love this question. It was really good. There's fresh ideas and there's new ways of problem solving. Mm-hmm. So as professional staff that have been in our roles for a really long time, or working in industry for a really long time, sometimes it's like, oh, this is the way I do things. It might not be the best way at all. So, and I'm currently working with a younger person at the moment in marketing and comms. and her ideas are different to mine, and it's great because you can kind of get a little bit stuck in your way. So I think it's an incredible value, and I think there's heaps to learn. There's always lots to learn. So yeah, it's good to get a fresh lens on new ideas and ways of working. So yeah, good question.
Yeah, I guess adding on to that, for business areas that don't have direct student contact either, it's really important, I think, to continue to have that connection with students. And so we're very lucky within EIX. We've got quite a number of students who are either,
I think 6. I counted it yesterday. Yeah.
Wow. And so it's just, from masters to undergrad. And I think it gives us a great perspective, because I touched earlier about that intergenerational. Sometimes, the references that I make to things that when I was your age don't land very well. So it allows, I think, for those conversations to happen, and that it's the humour that I find as well. And the value, I think that word that you use, Kristy, is really important. And to be able to then change the way you manage a team, it brings new energy to people that have worked here for a while. Like you said, that challenging. And, especially this generation coming through doing undergrad at the moment, being able to ask those questions in a way that we never would have asked it in that way, because we didn't feel that we had permission. And so being able to champion that, I think it's something that I'm really taking on board, like really promoting that and empowering you, so that when you do go into your next step, then, that whoever I've, being able to work with or be in contact with, just really making sure that experience is a good one.
It has been.
Yeah, it goes back to what you said earlier.
I feel like I was fishing for compliments.
It goes back to what you said earlier, and also what you were saying, Tessa, about like having that voice to speak up and have the confidence to ask those questions in meetings as well, so that not feeling intimidated or that you don't have that right to ask a question.
And Nic, I like what you said about like the next step, because realistically the next step, other than like where you see yourself 10 years down the track, I know it's scary to think about, but the next step is returning to our studies. So taking that, and something very interesting that I found that's like specific to working at Swinburne is I didn't know all the range of services that we had. Like working behind the scenes has shown me, oh wow, like there's actually a lot going on, a lot of services available, a lot of support. I'm going to utilize these when I get back. Absolutely.
It's a huge organisation. You look at it like that. Swinburne's like a beast. Like there's heaps of services and facilities, but also opportunities as well. So
I think we've got, we've trying to create new ways for the student voice to come through. I know the student agency is one of those where, we will have students continually being able to work closely with educators and with people within our team as well. And so that's great. But I think there's nothing like actually being in the workspace. And I think while you're still studying and continuing to finish off your degree, even though the placement is finished, going back to what you were saying, Emily, having that connection, being able to pop back, or for us to be able to touch base and say, how are you going with your studies? Or, so many people that I know that work in universities have started off by doing a casual job. Or, I started off at Monash doing some data entry when I was in between roles. And now, many, many, many years later, I've been here for 14 years. And so
we were probably at Monash at the same time.
Yeah.
I also worked there.
Yes, I was in art and design before it had architecture. In the olden days. So it is something that I'm very, in one way I'm like, I want you to go out and spread your wings and go into industry and do what you've studied and, go and work in, fight that cybercrime, But then I'm also knowing that there's roles within the university that would fit skill sets that you're all doing. And so if there are opportunities and we can build that bridge by giving you the confidence because you've done it, and then seeing those opportunities as you graduate, or a couple of years out, you've gone off and you've done something and you see something, you'd be like, okay, I can apply for that. I've had experience. And so I think that's really good, whether it's here or another university.
Or perhaps it's a brand new career in podcasting.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you guys are naturals.
Yes, if I can do it and I'm a introvert, then anyone can do it. Yeah.
It feels very journalism-y from us, doesn't it?
It does. Good practice.
Yes.
We need the roving mic.
Yes.
Make you feel at home. Yeah. Okay, so that's a wrap on this episode. That went really quickly, and I really want to thank you all for all the time that you've done in the preparation and what you're going to be doing. Also, Emily and Charlotte behind the scenes are going to be producing. So thank you very much. And a shout out to Rohan, Gerrard as well, who's executive producing.
Yes.
And he's like the mastermind on the deck, and also is the line manager for Charlotte and Emily. So very, very supportive. Thank you also to Tessa and Christina for coming. And thank you to all our listeners for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed the conversation and gained some valuable insights into the student staff experience at Swinburne.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have done such a great job on this episode, and we're so delighted to be working with you all. So thank you so much for your time and for taking time to come and join us today. And of course, Rohan, thank you so much. It's been great. We hope you've enjoyed the experience as well.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah. Oh, pleasure. So remember, you can tune in to the Swinburne Professional Staff Podcast with Kristy and Nic on Apple Podcasts, Swinburne Commons, the YouTube channel, and feel free to contact us via Viva Engage, because we love hearing from you and we love to hear what you thought on this episode. So until next time, see you later.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Bye.